if you did a good job fleshing it and
Skinning it.
skinning it. Oh, you didn't even flesh it? I thought you had.
I had fleshed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it's just got to be boarded.
Yeah.
Right on. I'm already ahead of the game. Look at that.
You're winning. That's the only thing with my cedar boards.
Yeah, a little bit of
Drying out. There's a Fisher board for you. Now back to what I was supposed to do.
and other news. It's all yucky and stuff. Look at that. Gorgeous. Open this piece. Yeah. That was a big Fisher. He's joking, right?
What's that?
I said he's joking, right?
What?
Well, you're gonna need a second board just for his tail.
I know, I made them too short.
That's the story of my life right there.
Wife's always bitching about that, is she?
Well, not to me anyways.
Oh, okay. That's a fox board.
Not today it isn't.
Sure.
Look at that thing. That thing's massive. Now, I didn't see one. Where is it? Oops.
What's going on, eh?
Sure. You win?
Yeah.
I'm not yellow for health, so I guess you won. Let me do the back slice on this thing.
One's a 3 and one's a different grid day.
Are they?
Yeah.
Son of a.
Yeah. One's a 1, one's a 2. That one there is set exactly to the right angles for most of my knives.
What do you use for cutting tail?
That one will work, or if you really want to save yourself a lot of work.
Okay, never used one. Let's try it. Is it sharp?
Yeah.
Like a butter knife?
Well, no, it could probably be touched up. I have a tail splitter too if you need it.
Oh, fucking
The old line.
This has got Brillo loses a finger written all over it. Take one. Winner! I like it. Clean this back end a little wee bit. Right on. Good thing Joe didn't see that. Man, that's a big Fisher.
Had a buddy come in. Excuse me, cut down a tree for me.
What are you smoking over there?
Had a buddy come cut down a tree for me.
Oh, I'd like to change the subject. It's awesome.
And when he did, he took out my outhouse. But it was either the outhouse or the skidoo shed, so I'm glad he took out the outhouse.
Well, that's why they call it an outhouse, so you can take it out. All right, where'd you hide your pins this time?
Oh, they're still on the ground by the otter.
Aha!
And
The Maxwell house good to the last draw?
there'd be a piece of meshing there, a little one there, and I thought I had
Oh yeah, you go crazy with the pins, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, that way you don't have to. And that's a good spot for those scissors. They're on the...
Really? I never even bothered.
No.
Fuck it. It's all about practicalities.
I don't know where my other... mesh went to. But it's not like I don't have mesh in freaking version. Oh, my good one's on the make.
That's about as far as I go with an otter, or with a fisher.
What's that?
On the whole pinning of the tail.
Oh, you just pin down the end
Yeah,
and
that's it.
Really?
I usually take a piece of paper towel and wipe it,
Yeah.
and I'm done.
Oh, okay.
But because it's not my fur.
Well, you don't have to put them all the way down.
Well, they're the first time for everything.
True. And is it just because it doesn't need to be that well pinned, or?
Yeah, I've never had an issue with it.
Oh, okay. You don't mind me smoking this, do you?
Smoking your cigarette? Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Magic cigarette.
What do the kids call it nowadays? Electric lettuce?
Pardon?
I said, what do the kids call it nowadays? Electric lettuce?
Yeah. No, usually just green.
Be weird if it was brown. I had a buddy of mine that I used to work with,
Yeah.
and he was a non-smoker, but when we fished, he loved Captain Black. He wouldn't inhale, obviously. He just had to puff on him, keep the mosquitoes away.
Yeah, yeah.
So as soon as he would spark up, I would do my best to get him laughing. Because as soon as he started laughing, he'd inhale.
Yeah.
He called me every name in the book.
Yeah, well, I know I'm gonna choke no matter what, so. My lungs and throat are shot. Well.
Went down like an S-curve, but it's good.
Sure. Who? I left the arms pretty long on that, eh?
Hey,
I left the arms long on it.
I was the one that skimmed it.
Oh, you left the arms long on it.
I
Okay.
always do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was talking to Mark Taylor one day. Well, he came up to one of our conventions, and you'll notice my fox, my coyotes, the back legs are cut off at the hock. They aren't even gone down almost to the ankle. Don't bother. And same with the front legs, elbow.
The trick I do with the front legs is once the animal is dried and I flip them, I put them on the board fur out.
Okay.
Then I hold them by the nose and I pull the hide back up. And I straighten these.
Yeah.
And then I pull the hide back down on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Because I used to leave it before, but then these things go like this.
Yeah.
And then try to get them off the board afterwards.
Well, and try and get your belly board out.
Yes.
It just doesn't happen. So, do we want to skin a beaver on the knee? Apparently my camera turned off and died.
Well, that's because you turned it off, right? Or you stopped recording?
No, it actually died.
Did it?
Yeah.
Strange phenomenons.
Yeah.
I should probably cut that out, but I'm stubborn, so I won't. Now, do you use belly wedges on these things?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. It
Yeah.
just depends on the mood I'm in.
I just find I have a hard enough time trying to get them off the board without it, but for the amount of time it takes to slap one in there.
Fisher, what have I learned? Fisher severely understretch it, so if you notice, like he's not
Tight at all?
yeah, he's not pulled at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the other reason why I use very few pins on the back end, I run a mink board up the back end now,
Okay.
and not quite
To the head.
to the nose. Usually like around the ears,
Okay.
Because if you do happen to overstretch, or if he dries too fast, then you end up with a mink board impression in the back of him.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask me how I know. So now I understretch, I'll put that board in, and in moving forward, if I ever get around to making boards, I'm going to make them split. So instead of making 1 5/8,
yeah,
I'll make 2 at 5/16 or 2 at 3/8, let's say,
okay.
so I can put them together, put the animal on, and then
shift them as you have to. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Never thought of that, but.
And I like the, I have a few Fox boards there, they got the split with a piece of leather at the nose.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like those.
Yeah. The only thing I find then is you have to be careful to not overstretch, and it's easier to do with a split board. Like I've got a couple of split board right there. It's a coyote board.
Oh.
Yeah, there's actually a couple split boards up there.
And I've never had an issue.
No, well,
Like the only split board I have is Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and again, you just kind of you play with it until you find what works for you.
Yeah. Exactly. Everybody's got their own way of doing things.
Absolutely, and it's more. The end result should be the same. Is properly handled fur, but how you get there, whether you're taking road A, B, C, or D,
doesn't really matter.
No, it's very subjective, just like trapping.
Yeah, there's for every set there's a
exactly.
Well, for every trapper there's at least 1 or 2 ways to set something.
And you got to do what makes you feel confident when you leave that set.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, so that's Fisher and a beaver done, and you got the otter.
Yeah,
Slacker.
Yeah. I got distracted. Something happened. Not real sure.
Somebody threw Williams outside the door and he was gone.
Yes.
Beaver numero 2. Well, if you can call this a beaver, I would skin this one out like a muskrat. Actually, I have skinned them out like a muskrat.
Those are the ones I usually get at the end and keep at home for my cat to lay on. I tried making her a cat bed out of beaver hides, but it ended up being too small and now she won't go near it. So I had to switch out to bunny pelts that I had bought. Oh shit, my knife. So, whatever. A little mystery.
Cats.
Don't get me wrong, I'd love a dog, but I'm not having a dog in a friggin' apartment.
I got one of each, but the dog ain't much bigger than the cat, so.
That's just it for me. If I'm having a dog, she's gonna be big.
Hey,
Wrong nail?
almost. It's close.
At least you're only using the 16 ounce.
The ones I use at home are 2-inch finishing.
Oh, I meant the hammer. The 16 ounce hammer.
Yeah, I don't need a meat masher.
My 22 ounce framing.
When Smokey first started with me there, I'd do half and he'd do the other half.
Yeah.
Well, hell, when it come time to pulling the damn thing off the board, it was like he was trying to frame a house.
Oh yeah. In so deep.
Hey, when it starts coming out the other side, like, stop.
Especially with beaver on the other side.
And I just, like when I pull these things off the board, I just use a pair of pliers and pull up the nails, right?
Okay.
Not his, I had to use the claw hammer.
Well, and that's, I saw your pliers. I'm gonna have to do that. I like that idea. You just welded it at.
Yep. A set of slip joint pliers, well, I guess you could use any pliers.
Yeah.
was first learning, I do the same thing as everybody else, right? Grab it by the head, give it a twist and pull.
Okay.
When you rip one in half, after the old one says, hey, don't be twisting and pulling,
Yeah.
and then you switch up your tactics a little bit.
I always used a hammer for mine. I've never done the twist and pull. And even when I...
It's actually just boarded it, done. So that's actually just boarded and it's done
Pretty
a
well.
little bit of, nothing major.
Just a little where the knife strokes are. That's the hard part with the fleshing on the knee. You gotta keep
How you guys doing?
Alright,
So far, so good.
Good. Mom said she put the potatoes in.
Okay. Do you wanna, can you do the steaks or?
I'll see what time is it?
No idea.
Okay. I don't want to eat at 1:30, so that's why.
What?
I don't want to eat at 1:30.
Well, what time is it?
Mom said it was around 12:30 or something.
Okay,
Is
well,
it really?
whenever, if you want to do the steaks now, we can eat whenever you're ready.
Okay, so where are they?
They're in a bowl on the counter, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Okay.
12:30.
Yeah.
12:30. Okay. I'll cook them now. Come in 15 minutes.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's funny, I always do that introduction, but it's Curly Beard that's the French one, not me.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, you speak French, some French though.
Pardon?
You do speak French though, don't you? No. Not at all?
No.
No.
I'm as English as the day is long.
Really? That's, I didn't think that.
I went to public school.
So? French immersion?
When I was going into grade 6, we had the option of going into French immersion.
Yeah.
And I asked my parents, can I go in? Can I go in? No word of a lie. I think there's no thinking about it. I still remember it to this day. My mom's response is, "You're having a hard enough time in English."
Don't bother. Yourself up more. We went to school in Earlton. In grade 8, I had the option of coming to do my grade 8 in Englehart or staying in Earlton. I opted to stay in Earlton and then came to Englehart for my high school, but I should have just came to Englehart for grade 8. And then by the time I got to high school, I would have known everybody and not been the outcast.
Or such thing as an outcast.
Well, the outcast or new hot guy from a different town that gets, or not from a different town, from a different school that gets, they go through the girls until they all realize that or he realizes that they're all idiots.
See, I never had that.
There was
Social butterfly.
3 friends, and like best friends for life, I guess these 3 girls were, and when I came to high school, and sure shit, each one had their turn.
I was out on the trap line with Smokey and Squirrely Vern.
Yeah.
And those guys are having a few wobbly pops.
Okay.
And I'm skinning the wolf that Smokey had caught. And Squirrely said, "Well, remember when we were in high school and we used to go to my camp and we do this and blah 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 blah." I was kind of giggling. I said, "When I was in high school, this is what I was doing." Skinning.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's same, like, when I was in high school and college, I'd go hunting, but that was about it. College, everything kind of just took a back seat. And then when you move to Barrie for a year, you kind of get out of the bush. And it didn't take long that I was back home and saying, bring me back to bush.
When I was 16, I worked in Toronto, and I stayed with my oldest brother, and that's what kind of jetted me forward to I'm not living in the city.
Yeah. I did Brampton for 6 weeks. It was fine, but at the same time, not really.
I was in Woodbridge. My brother's in Brampton now.
Oh, okay.
One in Brampton, one in Mississauga, and then my youngest one.
What turned me off from living in the city was one day, well, lots, more than once, I'd see friggin' somebody at a red light get out of their vehicle and go yell at the person in front of them. And one day, I was at a union meeting for construction, because that's what I was doing, and I had joined up on a union trying to find a job. And this guy gave me a ride to the bus stop. Well, at one point, a lady in front of him slowed down and was in the left lane and yada yada yada. Next thing I know, this guy's rear-ending her. Not hard, but he's bumping her. Then he yells at her and goes around her, and I'm thinking, holy Christ, what the hell kind of friggin' freak am I in a vehicle with now?
Bumper kiss.
Yeah. Which, okay, I can understand being a little upset, but that's just friggin' stupid.
No, mine it was, I think it was in July. I had gone to visit my aunt. My aunt was bringing me back to my brother's. I can't remember what 400 series highway we were on, but there was no, it wasn't all congestion and built up.
Okay.
Just the lights of the highway, and when I looked up I couldn't see the stars, and that was the moment I got homesick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Time to go home. And I've met a lot of people that went the opposite way. They grow up in the
City, come out and see the stars, and it's like,
no, the opposite way. They were in the city. They moved to the, I don't know, back 40, I guess you can call it. And all they want to do is go back to a city.
Yeah.
Well, then go.
Yeah. Leave the bush for the people who enjoy it to enjoy it.
Well, that's just different aspects of life, right?
Yeah.
Some people love to shop, and I'll give them that.
Well,
Anything you could ever want is at your fingertips.
well, yeah, and like to me, if it's okay if you're going to experience both or try to experience both. Like, it doesn't matter if you go back to one or the other, as long as you go out and experience it. Decide for yourself, and then okay, well, because some people come from the boonies and stay in the city, and other people come from the city and stay in the boonies and actually enjoy it.
No, it benefits to both. I'm fortunate that I don't have to be in the city.
No. I'm self-reliant enough to not worry about it. And
Small town living.
yep. You learn to fix a lot of stuff on your own.
This is good. Yep. Is alright.
Not bad for on my knee, eh? See, Dave's got a new granddaughter.
Yep, I've seen that video.
By the way, congratulations on a new granddaughter, Dave.
Why are you congratulating him? He didn't do anything.
Okay, fine. Haha, sucker, you're older. You're getting old.
He just gets to spoil him.
Yeah. Send him home.
Friend
After he feeds them a pound of chocolate.
A friend of mine used to say if I would have known grandkids were this much fun, I would have had them first. towel?
Where's my towel?
Yeah. Do you do it on a towel or you do it right on your knee?
No, I do it on a towel. And it's actually funny, like Dave's towel, he says never wash it. He's right, don't wash it. It just adds extra grip to hold everything on, and yeah.
It's like a 15-year-old sock.
Ladies and gents, is how you put up a beaver.
Not bad when I don't have to scrape it. You're gonna have your work cut out for you next year if you're doing like 100 beaver.
That's
well, 100 and some beaver.
Yeah, we'll have to see what I catch, but I figure if I do my 30 on my line, if Glenn's gonna catch anything at all, he said half, so 45 minimum for the full quota. At 75%, I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but
And you got a $12 average to look forward to.
yeah. Exactly. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get a $15 average.
Another gentleman that I met during the convention, he was from Hearst, I believe.
Okay.
He was showing us pictures. He had 23 beaver lined up on the dock.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's funny, eh? When I set my traps, I kind of think to myself, "Oh, next time I come check, they're all gonna be full," and it's like, no.
I purposely set less traps just in case that happens. I'm good. My beaver quota is only 20, and season's
Yeah.
6 months. So
Yeah.
I try and
Spread it out.
yeah. So I still need meat, but
Yeah. You don't need to.
I don't want to run out and catch it over the weekend. Then it's just.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to have it stored up, but
And I've done that in the past, and then what happens is 3 weeks later, I'm, hey Smokey, you got any extra carcasses? And so I try to space it out. I should do. I should go spear some suckers there this spring and use that for bait. That'll save on the beaver.
mm-hmm.
Did you say the bucket was?
Well, and like I don't know what the limit is on catfish, but you go fishing in this lake and you'll catch 2 or 3 catfish for every friggin' pickerel.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, it's getting bad. So,
Mud puddle. Mud puddle.
yeah. And then there's ling,
Bourbon.
always to look forward to. But those are the best best fish to make fish oil out of, apparently.
I think they're awesome. You put them in the freezer for 6 months. Put them in your bait box, throw a little water on them, they come back to life. It's awesome.
Sure.
That's an inside joke.
I'll have to take your word for it.
When the wife and I were first dating, we went fishing,
Yeah.
and I had leftover herring from ice fishing. It must have been spring.
Okay.
And the way we bought them was there were 6 in the bag, frozen.
Yeah.
So I let them half thaw out, sunk a few hooks in them, and throw them out with a big bobber. And I should just watch the bobber. When they de-thaw, they come back to life. So it was a...
Oh, poor wife.
Until the rationale kicked in, then I turned